So good morning to one and all. So welcome to the 5-day capacity building workshop on decarbonization of Indian transport systems. So welcome to all the online delegates also. So International Transport Forum ITF in collaboration with Niti Aayog is working on initiatives with a goal of decarbonizing of transport sector in India. As a part of this project, IIT Kharagpur is helping with the activities on life cycle analysis focusing on the Indian transport sector in the framework of decarbonizing transport in emerging economies and the NDC Transport Initiative for Asia in India. This includes data collection, support to model development, assistance with stakeholder engagement, and capacity building activities. As a part of the capacity building activities, we have conducted a webinar and a workshop in past. This week, we are conducting the second workshop on the basics of LCA case studies from transportation sector, focused on decarbonizing initiatives, policy aspects, energy storage issues, electric vehicles, data collection and analysis. 3 representatives from industry will also join us to share their stories on development of alternative fuel sector. So we invite all the delegates to the 5-day workshop to have discussions with variety of well-accomplished professionals working on this domain. So at this junction, I would like to invite Professor Dubey from Department of Civil Engineering and the principal coordinator for this project to come onto the dais. This right one. Now I would like to invite the head of the department, Professor DJ Sen sir, to grace the dais. And I would like to invite Professor K.K. Gupta sir to grace the dais. And I would like to invite Professor Amin Gangrekar sir to come and grace the dais. I would like to invite Dr. K. Khan to come onto the dais. Speak for 2 minutes. Now I'll invite our Professor Brajesh Kumar sir, who is the principal investigator for this particular project, to come and deliver his inaugural address.
So good morning to all the participants who are online as well. So we have almost more than 200 people have registered. So hopefully they will join. Right now I see the number around 40-45. So if people are still warming up. So usually if 200 are registered, means 60-70 will be consistently joining. So that's good. And welcome to my colleagues, my head of the department, to this inaugural program. So as Ravi was mentioning, this is a project that we have received from International Transport Forum, OECD, which is based out of Paris. And the goal of this project, as we all know, that India has committed towards reducing its carbon footprint. So this is kind of the like one of the aspects of that. So Niti Aayog, along with ITF, is involved in this, and they have asked us to help them specifically on looking at the life cycle assessment of alternative fuel. So when we are talking about going away from petrol and diesel to bio-based fuels and even electric vehicles, so how good we will be if we implement all that in terms of reduction in carbon footprint. So that's the overall goal of this project. And since we are developing all this data, and LCA is a very important component, and LCA as of today is not that much understood in public domain. So one of the component of this project is to do capacity building. And then we also had a workshop, but both of them were entirely online. This time we wanted to have a hybrid mode. In fact, we wanted some of the speakers to come here because of this heat wave, and now many people at the last moment said they will not come. And not the capacity building part also doesn't have too much of a budget. So we also had a limited in terms of how many people we can call. So based on, but this is a 5-day, and as you can see in the program, we have experts from in-house as well, some faculty members from IIT Kharagpur who is working in this domain in transport sector as well as in biofuel. They will be giving some talk. Then we have also industry experts Do you have that the slides here? Just a minute, I'll just put it there. This is, so I'll keep on speaking. You can put that from maybe on that slide. So we have a industry expert, like one of our alumni who is working in this domain for quite some time, Sarath, who recently got the American Geophysical Union Prize, the first Indian to get it in this domain. He will also be joining tomorrow. And we have experts from different biofuel companies. We have IOCL general managers. He will be joining us and trying to talk to us about what is happening in the industry sector. So we have industry people, we have some policy people, and we also have our own academic persons. So that's the whole exercise. So now, just to like, I would request maybe Professor Gupta first to just give us like just your blessing for this workshop. So Professor Gupta, please go ahead.
Thank you, Professor Brajesh, Professor D.J. Sen, Head of the Department, Professor M.M. Ghangreka, and my other faculty colleague, Professor Manoj Tiwari, Kranti Kuna, and all my dear students. We see very nice, after a long time, we see some of the pollution aspect. We basically, this number of vehicles is increasing day by day. And the problem is, we have same road width, rather it is decreasing. And if there's no additional space is creating, a number of vehicles is increasing. You can see the example of the campus. When I joined 2002, this only in the department, I think Professor Manas Bandyopadhyay was having only one ambassador. Rest of the people have cycle. And that. So imagine now the people joining before they are going to showroom first and purchase big car. In the campus of almost like 3-4 kilometer distance. So imagine same thing the outside also. So how to really solve the problem of particularly for the fuel side, how we can use the cleaner fuel so that at least we can survive. Some of the cities you can see the air quality index is gradually increasing, and people is earlier it was not felt, now the people are feeling. Most of the cities, Government of India has started the clean air mission. The purpose of again same to improve the quality of the air in the cities. But I do not know some of the cleaner fuel, the battery and other aspect they have already started. Metro is started, but in spite of that if you travel in the Bombay Western Express Highway and the Eastern Express Highway, it's a complete highway. There's nothing like you have to be stopped because all flyovers are there. But still, the traffic is moving like 20-30 speed. So I was surprised because road is completely occupied. So when the more time you are in the road, your engine is on. When engine is on, then emission is coming, and nobody, because AC is on, so nobody is stopping the vehicle. So now the situation is worse. How to reduce it? Recently, I was in Mumbai. So BRC to IIT Powai, earlier we used to take 15 minutes because I was working in the Navi Mumbai. So often goes to Anusakti Nagar, that area. So this time it takes me 1.5 hours. So that itself reflects the number of vehicles increasing in the city. So such kind of initiative, decarbonizing. So, and Government of India have already promised that they will reduce the carbon footprint. So this is one of the aspects, at least people should know. So I am sure with this workshop that even our young generation should also know how to do it, even we can start from the campus itself. Someday I feel, that we should come by walk, but though we are walking separately, but not for coming office, and Professor Sen is continuously using cycle. And we should, I think, few days, we should stop the car in the campus, few days, at least start with 1 or 2 days. This is one initiative we can start from the campus. So I have seen that, Sarath and all, Sarath was working for a long time in this field. And we have a lot of Dr. Biswas from Curtin, and other speakers. I'm sure that all of you will be benefited with such kind of workshops. So this is opportunity for the student to see what are the various activities we have in-house also, Professor Amrish, Professor Uday and R.K. Sen. So we have very good speaker list. So I'm sure that this workshop will be really, breakthrough, and all of us should learn how to minimize it. This is one aspect, decarbonize. There is a lot of other aspects related with the transport sector. So how to start with from the cleaner fuel. Government of India, they have already started like ethanol and other aspects. They have started. So I'm sure that this will add on that and will give the direction for the to our country initiative also. So with these words, I'll thank you for inviting me and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for your valuable wishes and blessing. So now I'd like to invite Professor M. Gangarekar sir to give his inaugural speech.
Yeah, thank you. Dignitaries present on the dais, Professor Sen, Professor Gupta, Professor Dubey, research scholars sitting over here, the experts present online, and other participants who are present online for this workshop. Dear friends, we all know with the consumption of fossil fuel, increment in the carbon dioxide release that we are facing, almost present time as compared to the few decades before, the CO2 emission, CO2 present in the atmosphere has become 1.5 times. And then the extreme weather conditions we are all facing in the different parts of the world, and India is also equally sufferer of that. So I congratulate Professor Dubey for taking this initiative, because transport is one of the major sector which is consuming fossil fuel and releasing CO2 into atmosphere. So decarbonization of the transport sector, if really successful, definitely will help in reducing the emission of CO2 further in the atmosphere and maintaining the environment greener and cleaner, as Professor Gupta has initially talked about. So this workshop includes biofuels as well as even life cycle assessment, cradle to grave approach for the vehicles which are presently being used in the IC engine, using IC engines. So with the expertise available with Professor Dubey and his team and other experts on the panel, I'm sure this workshop will come up with the framework pertaining to particularly with the Indian aspect of life cycle assessment, because many of the database, as I know, I'm not a researcher in LCA, but Indian database is not available, and we are many times using while doing LCA, European or other standards. So your efforts will bring up that those framework for doing LCA, and definitely the framework that you will develop will help India in the long run. Wish you all good luck and great success for this one. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir, for your valuable messages. And now I'd like to invite Dr. K. Kranti Kumar to give his inaugural address.
Good morning, all. I will first thank Professor Dubey to giving me this opportunity. And I also want to congratulate Professor Dubey for organizing this. Obviously, being a transportation engineer, I believe that this is in right direction. Okay. The reason is, I think all of you, because you all joined this course, means you are aware that transportation engineering sector is one of the contributing sector after energy. I don't know, I'm not sure about the numbers exactly, but definitely more than 20%, depending on which country we are talking about. Carbon emissions from the transportation sector is more than 20%. And that too now, because I think India in last 1 or 2 years, this bioethanol plants have come up. So this is, I believe that this is in the very right direction, doing the life cycle assessment of for this particular aspect. I hope you will enjoy the next 4 or 5 days. Thank you very much, sir. We will leave.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable message. Now I would like to invite today's chief guest and head of the department, Civil Engineering, Professor DJ Sen sir, to give his inaugural address.
Hello, good morning. It gives really this great pleasure for me for inaugurating this event organized by Professor Dubey and his team. And as rightly pointed out, there are several eminent speakers here. And we really look forward to the successful completion of this workshop. Now coming to the topic, actually, this is something which although this is not exactly my area in civil engineering, I work on water-related stuff, but there also the overall impact of this pollution is definitely which is affecting humanity, and it's upon the civil engineers to see that how to reduce this impact overall. Means I look into water pollution, that's fine, but this is again another form of pollution of this carbon emission. And why it is so dear to me, because just now Professor Gupta was mentioning, I do a lot of cycling. In fact, maybe from my middle school days, I have been cycling, and here, even now, I most of the time I commute by cycle. And just to make a connection to that, I grew up in Delhi from late 60s. I started schooling in Delhi, you can say in late 60s. And then Delhi was really very clean. And I remember we used to go to school in a school bus, and on the side of the road, there used to be a cycle lane. And it was marked lane for cycle. It's exactly what Netherlands is doing these days. They have converted several of these roads. I follow these channels quite a bit in YouTube. And that's a conscious, effort to reduce this load on this on fuel, which is causing this carbon emission. And of course, probably it is not exactly connected to this topic, but overall it is like this, because LCA ultimately they are trying to, what I understood from Professor Dubey is that they're trying to figure out that what means in the overall perspective of all the EV vehicle production, its battery production, etc. But how does the carbon footprint also leave its imprint from there as well? So overall, the issue is the same, that how to reduce this carbon footprint in our on our environment. If we do some kind of conscious, if we take some kind of conscious steps to reduce this in whatever form, I think that would be really better to us and to our future as well, because we can't live this leave this world just like this. We pollute it, and we ask our second, third generations to take care of that. So that's unfair to them. So I think this sort of effort is really a very good initiative, and I welcome the participants, and I am sure this workshop will be a great success, and it would be a trendsetter for similar workshops, and then probably it will start new research avenues in our IIT and elsewhere with the help of the advice given by the experts. So thank you for inviting me here, and I wish the workshop a great success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for giving us your valuable experiences and insights into this particular domain. And with this, we come to the vote of thanks session for the inaugural function. So I would like to thank our head of the department who has taken time out of his busy schedule in being over here. And I would also like to thank all the professors, Professor A.K. Gupta, Professor M. Gangrekar, sir, Professor Krantikiran, Professor N.K. Tiwari, sir, for making over here for this inaugural session. And similarly, I would also like to thank all the research scholars from the department groups for being present over here. So and directly or indirectly, we would like to thank all the people who are involved in making this particular session a great success. And we'll be stepping toward the next events shortly. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Their online delegates, within 15 minutes, we'll start the session. So we are early in closing our inaugural session. So have a 15 minutes break and we'll start the lecture sessions.